pops up, we can get going.
Cool.
There we go. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Academy League here in Gavra Racing, and yeah, we are back for some fun-filled action in the well, I was going to say the Beginners League, but it's the starting league here in Gavra Racing, the warm-up league, as quite a few people like to call it. Yeah, we are back once again. It's that time of the year where we get into the last stages of the calendar, where we start to see the likes of USA, Brazil, Mexico, Singapore later on in the week, Japan we've got tomorrow. So yeah, it's getting towards that stage in the calendar now. But we're here in USA for a full, well, not a full, an intermediate tyre quali, but yes, it is absolutely bucking it down here in Texas. But yeah, I am not joined by Toussaint today, because Toussaint is it's currently his mother's birthday, which is why he's not here. So happy birthday to Toussaint's mother if you're watching. I know the Maynards do watch the streams, so hello to the Toussaint family. I hope you're doing well over there. But yeah, I'm joined once again. He seems becoming a popular guy here in Gavra Racing. It's Byron again joining me. It's like your third time in like a week now, Byron. This is.
Yeah, I'm really loving it. It's some really good vibes to be commentating for Gavra, even if it is on such short notice as it was, because well, personal for me. But really excited to be doing it yet again, and should be an absolute cracker.
Yeah, and Gavra, isn't Toussaint's birthday? It's Toussaint's mother's birthday, which is why he's not here. But I can't remember when Toussaint's birthday is. I don't know. But yeah, around here in a track that I very much like. It's a lot of people hate on it for some reason. Don't know why. But yeah, it is USA. A bit hellish in the rain, but yeah, here in USA, I don't mind it at all. In the dry, it's fine. In the wet, it's a bit meh. But Byron, this is your first Academy race, and there's a few things that I'm going to need to point out to you. So the championship fight at the moment, which we'll get into the championship standings in just a second, is mainly now between Leo Cat, as you know, when I spoke about him in the Super League, Mason 83 and Mikey B2431, who's just gone pole position actually. And yeah, if you thank you, Robert Cobfather, in the chat, and welcome everyone, by the way. But yeah, Byron, if you want to whiz through the championship standings, and then I'll go on to the championship permutations, because Leo Cat could win the championship today for the Academy.
Well, I think this is obviously going to be a very intense one. Obviously, there's now a championship on the tables. You know, you've got Leo Cat, who has it within his grasp. He's currently sat on provisional pole, and he's really going to be looking to see what he can do, as I'm just loading up the Academy standings now. These guys aren't slow by any stretch of the imagination. They're really looking to take the step up. And,
yeah, I'll tell you something a little bit here, Byron, about this league. So this league isn't set on pace. These are just all the newcomers that we have into Gavra Racing. They go through an evaluation phase. They get evaluated on how clean they are, you know, obviously how quick they are, but also it's mainly just about their you know, their racecraft and just how they are on track. Then they all get chucked into this league, and then it's just basically just a league to start off here in Gavra Racing, and then they move up into the main leagues. So yeah, you'll see a difference in pace in here, but it has been a close one this season. But championship standings, let's go.
Well, Leo Cat leading on 173. Mikey B is on 131, the closest competitor to Leo Cat. Mason 83, he's on 123. Jeez. Heblerino, 117. Derechi, by the way, he's on
Derecha,
81.
by the way. You're getting there.
V Robbie won. That's not one. It's 16, and he's on 80 points, so positioned there, up for grabs for both. De Hebler on 74 points. Revkov, he's on 35. BT Nuts, he's on 28, and in 10th position is Black Charizard 3 with 21 points. Now, for the constructors, your current leading constructor, actually that's not on the website, so I can't actually...
Oh, no, there's no constructors in here anyway, Baron, mate. I don't know why I told you to read out the constructors.
Oh,
I forgot about this because we're multiplayer cards. I don't know why I told you to read that out. But no,
I've only just clocked that.
that's actually mine. I should have known that. That's no, Drivers' Championship, yeah, as you can see, it's very close. So, in terms of Byron, the permutations for today, because as I mentioned before, Leo Cat can win this one today. Thank you to F1 Lover on the Instagram, by the way, for putting this up for us. So, if Mikey finishes first with or without the fastest lap, Leo Cat must finish in 5th place. If Mikey finishes second with or without the fastest lap, Leo Cat must finish 8th. If Mikey finishes 3rd with or without fastest lap, Leo Cat must finish 10th. And if Mikey finishes 4th or lower, Leo Cat can finish wherever the hell he wants. He will be the Academy League champion at Academy for Season 4, actually. And it'll be a long line of Academy League champions. Obviously, Tim V, Mares, Rick Holt, and now Leo Cat could be joining them in that elite group of drivers. But yes, that's the permutations for today. And yeah, that was my fault about the constructors. A lot of people said happy birthday to 2 Cents mother. 2 Cents, don't worry, mate. I'll shout out anyone, pal. I'll shout out anyone, don't you worry. Some other things about here. Yeah, no, I am. Yes, I know, Dan. It's not great of me, is it? But Byron, very, very wet quali here at the moment. As you said, Leo Cat on at 44.9, way ahead of Mason, who Mason at the start of the season, he got off to a really good start. He's actually got a couple of wins under his belt, and then it's just these past sort of 5-6 races has really dropped off. I really don't know what's happened to him, but De Heblerino picking up a couple of wins this season as well. Him and De Hebler, both actually brothers, and in very McLaren style. It's a McLaren orientated liveries there, Byron. If you take a look at those, very McLaren inspired. Those ones are the orange and the blue. But yeah, I believe De Hebler and Heblerino are brothers. I believe, maybe, I think so. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens today. Leo Cat taking pole position at the moment. But Byron, we'll have a talk a bit about this track and why it's quite difficult in the rain, and just overall the general quality. I think we should just run over.
Yeah, well, quickly, whilst you were mentioning about the orange papaya cars, I was going to say I think they might win the constructors.
They might do, yeah.
But no, as far as the track goes, it is a tricky circuit to get a grasp of, most specifically through the very tight S section in Sector 1. Very easy to invalidate your lap time on any one of the curbs. Go just a little wide, and there you go. Lap time, bish, bash, bosh, in the bin for you. It's also very hard on traction with these drivers. A lot of them choose to run no traction at all to gain the most time possible, which means that they could spin, especially under the wet conditions, can make it a bit harder for these drivers. So that's another danger that comes with the wet. Obviously, adjusted braking points. Remember, they don't get the racing lines, which a lot of drivers are used to. So guess they're having to really find their way around the circuit, and ultimately whoever breaks the latest is probably going to end up gaining the most time, providing they don't send it into a wall.
Yeah, I'll tell you the thing I hate about most about this track is that final sector. The rest of the track, Sector 1, fine. Sector 2, fine. Sector 3, It just sector 3, man. And then like Tilka was like, you know what? I'll take Turkey turn 8 and try and do it here, and then it just didn't work. And then he was like, do some like a bunch of late apexes for no reason. But the rest of the track, I love the first sector especially. Those S's are a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't hate on this track. I don't mind it at all. But definitely very difficult in the wet. And as he said, traction is key around here, and these drivers are going to be struggling today. Is Mikey actually nicking the pole off of Leocat by a 10th there, and Leocat has immediately responded by coming out on an outlap here, Byron. Let's actually right on board of him here. Let's take a lap here with the current championship leader. Could win the championship today if he's able to do it here. He's going to come across the line. Let's have a look at a flying lap here with Leocat. So up the hill towards turn 1. He's probably going to be braking a lot earlier than he would in the dry, and hitting the apex quite nicely there, just trying to get the traction on the rear. A lot of short shifting there to get the rear of that car under control. Bit of a slide as he comes through the S's. As he said, very easy to invalidate through here, but keeps it between the curbs at the moment. He's going to drop it down to 4th gear here. He's running a little bit wide through there. He's going to have to try and pull the car back as Hungry Hippo goes spinning around off into the distance. But Leocat will keep going as yellow flags apparently just don't matter in this game, as they're going to be braking at the 100-meter board down into 2nd. And he's going to be needing a lot of traction out the corner again, a lot of short shifting. And down the main straight, which would be DRS if it wasn't raining. As this is where we saw the glorious move back in the Freshman League in Season 1, where Pepelek went round the outside of not 1 but 2 but 3 people here on that corner, Byron. It was a legendary overtake. I recommend you go back and watch it. But through the late apexes now with the final sector, he's going to go really late. And he went very wide there, Byron, and he's actually invalidated his lap because of that.
Well, he clearly trying to gain as much time as humanly possible, and it's clearly just pushed it a little bit too far. It reminds me of Lando Norris at Imola. He was pushing so hard and could have been so high up the order, and I think Leocat probably could have taken his provisional pole back if he hadn't have got that unfortunate invalidation. But he is going for a second flyer, so he's clearly fueled the car up quite enough as he now goes for that second lap, although there is a bit of traffic to contend with, as both of the McLaren-inspired cars are there. One of them moves out of the way. I think it's Heblerino, who's also on a hot lap, so he's going to have to potentially concede to Leocat if Leocat gets close enough.
Yeah, let's see what Leocat's able to do. He's come through the first sector. It isn't quick enough in the first sector, but the good thing, Byron, about these intermediate conditionings is you can pick a set of intermediates up and go for quite a few laps on the tyres, and obviously not run into the point where the tyres aren't going to be fresh enough. So these drivers are going to be able to get a lot of laps in here in this quali session. I believe it's kind of the good thing about the wet really is you can get a lot of laps in quali under those intermediates. And Leocat here down the back straight. He's going to come down now. I believe, what is this, turn 12? I think this is, yeah, because 11's the hairpin. It's turn 12, isn't it, Byron? Yeah.
I don't memorise the corner.
I really should memorise the corner numbers, but I just don't, because the only thing I do is memorise the corner. I memorise the corner names quite a lot. If there's a track with names like Silverstone or Monaco, know quite a lot of the corner names, but we rarely ever race around Monaco, to be honest. Until next season. Woo. Maybe a return, I don't know. But Leocat through the final few corners. And he's been so close to invalidating these laps, Leocat. He's been so close to those curves. Will he go pole here? Oh, and he does. 3/10 ahead of Mikey with a second to go in the session, but I think our timer is going to be slightly off, as it always is. Mason's invalidated. He's going to want to get himself across the line as quickly as possible if he wants to be able to improve on his time, currently in 3rd place. And the trio that we've seen so often, Byron, in this Academy League across this season are back at the top again. Leocat has retired from the session manually, so he is not going to be able to improve on his time, but I don't think he feels like he's going to be able to improve on it anyway.
It seems unlikely. He put in a absolutely mega lap there on a charge.
as V Roby is retired, so he's not going to be able to put in a lap either. There's a few people on some laps at the moment, just trying to see who's coming around through the final corners. Looks like that's Kaflemo who's on a lap at the moment, and it's gone very, very deep through the final few corners. But actually manages to not invalidate because he went so wide. Might get a pick up a one there. No, he didn't actually, surprisingly. But stays 11th. Who's next to come across the line? It's a white card. Is Volador Harris. Has invalidated though, so he will stay in 8th place for now. Who's next to come across the line? It is one of the McLaren-inspired cars. It's Heblerino next to come across the line. As he's coming through the very, very tricky... Byron, how tricky is it to get the traction out of that corner? It's so difficult out of that little tight right-hander, the one with the late apex of the dip in the middle of it. It's a very annoying corner, that one.
It is a very annoying corner, especially if you're running no traction control. I know when I've tried no traction control, which I'm not very good at, I've certainly spun out a fair few times. It's very hard to get the traction, but these drivers, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
As Heblerino stays 4th place. The Hebler's come across the line, had a bit of a collision with someone to the line. Improves by 3/10, but not enough to get ahead of his brother. And Revkov pulls out a 47.3 and splits the two McLaren-inspired liveries of the Heblerino and De Hebler. Someone next come across the line. I think De Etcher is on a lap, but Thiago Santos is invalidated. So De Etcher, the only person now on a lap. He's going to come round the final corner here, and he's gone very wide, and that is an invalidation for De Etcher, by the way, and will stay 8th place. So Leocat is on pole position and is currently beating Mikey. That is what he needed to do to win this championship, and yeah, at the moment, Byron, he's doing exactly what he needed to do. He just needs to keep it up in the race now.
Oh, for sure. He certainly needs to keep the pace up as he moves on to the race. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of setups these guys have gone for. It's actually just stopped raining on the Circuit of the Americas. Basically, his qualifying ended now, so won't
People are
play
going to be a little
any...
bit frustrated about that.
Maybe, but there's not all too much they could do. They can't do the dry dance, although maybe they could have. Not sure how well it would have worked, though. By the way, when you were counting the corners and said it was turn 12, you were correct. It is turn 12.
Good. As Leocat on pole position for this one. Mikey 2nd, Mason in 3rd, Heblerino 4th, Revkov 5th, De Hebler 6th, Eatler 7th, De Etcher in 8th, Volador Harris in 9th, Black Charizard 10th, Keflemo in 11th, V Roby 12th, Thiago Santos 13th, All-Annoying 14th, Hungry Hippo 15th, and Gucci Gang at the back there in 16th place. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one here for the fight for the championship will go on.
Oh, for sure. These guys are going to be trying to battle it incredibly hard as they move on to the interesting race I think we're going to be seeing here. Should be quite a bit of drama considering this is a very mixed up field.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to see a bit of drama here.
Hopefully. It is dry, so that's immediately spoiled my plans of a wet race.
We did have a wet quali though, at least. Apparently,
yeah, at least we had that somehow.
Sorry, apparently V Roby did a 1:26.0 to 26.0. V Roby, you've put the wrong number there, mate. Do you mean 46.0? No, 46.0. Are you sure? You might want to relook at that one, V Roby, mate. Yeah, maybe it was a 46.0. I'm not sure what he meant there. Yeah, he meant a 146. 146.1? No, what? Just a 146.0.
I mean.
Yeah. Alright, okay,
why
well...
why was that so hard?
I don't know, because he put a 26.0 at the beginning, and it just discombobulated me.
Yeah, so how many corners do you cut there?
Yeah, exactly. It's really like, God, did you straight line the S's or something? What happened?
Man, he just straight lined every corner. He's on a maxed out My Team career mode car.
It's a bit interesting to see here, Byron. Top 3 have all gone for a set of mediums. Eatler on the mediums, V Roby on the mediums, everybody else on the soft tyres. It's only a 25% race, Byron, so it's not too much of a of an issue in terms of the strategy. It's always going to be a soft to medium on most circuits because of the 25% length. But the top 3 opting to go for the alternate strategy and start on the mediums, and that could work out very well for the 3 of them. But ultimately, Mikey has to get ahead of Leocat here. That's the only way he can take this championship fight to Brazil. Otherwise, Leocat could win this today. But remember, we've still got 14 laps of the USA to go through first. But interesting to see the front 3 starting on the mediums.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think they've actually made the right call here, because I do know from experience that in a 25% race, the medium soft actually tends to be much faster than the soft medium. And I actually think these guys might have made the right call in going for that interesting strategy, and maybe 4th to 16th, they're going to have a bit of a struggle, because they're going to face the blunt of the tyre wear very early on, and even after they pit, they're going to have to, well, they're not going to be able to manage it as well. Whereas if you're on those mediums to begin with, you can really manage and almost control it a bit more. And you can maybe pit a bit earlier if the tyre wear isn't quite as high as you expected. You really have that advantage there, and these guys are certainly going to be seeing what kind of interesting strategy they can pull.
Definitely is. Everyone going to line up on the grid now, and I believe they actually all Academy League champions have raced in the Super League now. Well, I mean, if Leocat wins it today, then he will. Natty, yeah, it's my favourite word as well, actually. Fun fact, I learned that in year 7, actually. It was quite funny. I didn't even know the word existed before then. But yeah, here we go, Byron. So the lights are going to count down, but obviously they won't go out because, you know, this is what the F1 game is like. As we're going to see the reds fire up here, and it's light sound, and away we go here. And Leocat, after a good start, needs to stay ahead of Mikey though, but Mikey getting a better start than Leocat. Here comes Heberino to the inside. Leocat's got to be careful though in case he gets caught up by one of these guys behind him. Mikey leading the way here. Now the championship fight is on as Heberino going to go round the outside of the championship leader, and now he's going to be on the inside. He's pushed Leocat back down to 3rd, and now Mason right on the back of him here as well. Rev Coven to Hebler right close behind us. V Roby having a battle in the with Kaflemo at the back. Keep an eye on V Roby, Byron, because he's on those medium tyres, but he definitely has got the pace to be up with the front runners, just invalidating his laps in quali. And keep an eye on him moving up the grid. But Leocat pushed down to 3rd already. He's not had a good start to this race. It's Heblerino going to try and go down the inside here into turn 11, and now this could allow Leocat to get involved in this battle for what is the lead of the race already. Heblerino and Mikey now go wheel to wheel down the main straight, and Leocat trying to get involved as well here as he's going to join in this battle. As Mikey now possibly going to go to the outside. Oh, Leocat try and move on anybody there. Not going to go for him. Just looking down towards the back of the great scene. There's going to be a move as V Roby on the outside of Thiago Santos, and Black Charizard getting involved as well. As V Roby going to hold it on the inside now through turn 13, and he's going to keep it there. As Thiago Santos, the Kaflemo trying to fight back here as there's all sorts going on. As V Roby trying to get past Thiago Santos, not able to make the move there at the moment, but that is a poor start from Leocat, Byron. He's dropped all the way down to 3rd place already.
Well, it seems like a really bad thing to do, but when you're a driver of his caliber, I'm sure he just knows he's got to recompose and really get back on the attack. He's got a driver on the same strategy ahead and someone who's not on the same strategy. Don't worry about the person who's on a completely different strategy, because why would you worry about that? They're going to be sailing off into the sunset on the softs, but they're going to lose that grip eventually. Whereas Mikey, he's the driver, he really needs to be ahead at this stage, and he's going to be really working on it.
To be honest though, even if Mikey's in this position, Leocat has to drop to 8th place. So, as Piero is saying in the chat here, he's not wanting to, Gav saying in the chat, he hasn't been taking any risks off the start. So maybe being quite conservative, Byron, off of the start here, because he knows he doesn't want to get caught up in anything, because if he does, then he's going to find himself in a tricky situation here. But even if Mikey was to get 2nd, Leocat has to finish lower than 8th place if it was to go to Brazil at the moment. But still a long way to go in this race though. But that is it at the moment here. Off the beginning, there's a bit of a battle here as De Etcher trying to find his way past De Hebler in this midfield pack. As De Etcher, by the way, who's was on the podium in not Silverstone, in Spa, and hoping to move his way up the grid here. And penalties will start to come into play though towards the end of this race, as someone's nipped into the pits actually. There, it's Revkov into the pits, interestingly, as I don't know if that's a wing change. No, it's a tyre change.
It's not a
really
wing change.
V Roby's pit as well for a set of. What's V Roby pit? Is that a set of soft tyres?
It is the soft tyres.
That's really strange. Oh, it's a front wing change for V Roby. That's why. Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that. I don't know where he's picked up that front wing damage from. If only we had a replay feature, then we, Hey, Codemasters, get a replay feature. At least GT Sport has one.
Oh, to get GT Sport, I see.
I love GT Sport.
Okay, GT Sport, yeah. GT Sport's alright. I like designing custom liveries. I did a McLaren one. Also did a McLaren go-kart. That was incredible.
Yeah, the livery design's really good in GT Sport. We should do that in F1. Hey, Codemasters! How about some livery design? There's Black Charizard to the inside of Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos has picked up some front right end plate damage. Could there have possibly been... Now, Baron, I'm going to put on my Sherlock cap here, right? Okay. And I'm going to do some detective work. Yeah, I'm going to do some detective work here. Thiago Santos has wing damage, correct? Wasn't V Roby right up behind Thiago Santos on that second lap of the race, correct? Could them two may have made wing contact and both gotten wing damage, maybe?
Well, I think it is an interesting idea. Likely. But clearly one of them deciding stick it out on the damage, and one of them deciding not to, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. It is an interesting one. I've lost it. It says, Tiger Bio, just wondering, what do you think of my race strategy? If that was the one for the 6-year anniversary race, Sexify, I'm not answering your question because you've asked me nearly 50 times now about it, and I said it was a big brain move already, and that it was speedy. Speed and power. Oh, it's Leocat. Sorry, Byron, but Leocat has made the move on Mikey and has got ahead of his championship rival up into second place, and has now got to chase down Heblerino ahead. And the only reason why Heblerino's got this gap, Byron, is because he is on those soft tyres starting off. These guys on the mediums. Leocat, be careful though, because he's got Mikey and De Hebler right behind it. But carry on what you were going to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, I didn't actually watch the 6th anniversary race.
Oh, did you?
I said, I didn't. I said I was like free to commentate if I was needed or whatever, but like nobody got back to me on that. So I was just like,
sorry. We basically what happened was we were trying to it was me and Gavra in the lobby, and we were trying to do some new stuff with the stream, which is why we were doing it. So there was no room for a second commentator in the lobby. I don't know why I didn't get back to it. Actually, I didn't see your message, but.
Fair enough, but yeah, I didn't actually watch it, and
it was a good race. Good race.
I didn't see this clearly masterful strategy Velocity pulled.
But here we go now. So there's a bit of battling here. So Thiago Santos is coming to the pits for that wing damage. Someone's new in the chat here. Shane4723, welcome to Gavra Racing. This isn't the only Gavra Racing race of the season. Make sure you check out the Freshman tomorrow, starting at 8:30 UK time, 9:30 around Europe. Premier Series, same start time on Wednesday. We'll be in Singapore for that one. And Super League as well on Thursday. We'll be starting the same start time for that one as well, where we'll also be in Singapore. So keep an eye out for that one as the leagues carry out throughout the week. The faster the drivers get. And at the moment, we could have a possible overtake here. There's a battle here happening between Leocat, Mikey, and De Hebler. De Hebler getting closer now to Mikey. Obviously, that difference between the mediums and the softs coming into play here as De Hebler trying to get himself involved into this battle. Could be an overtake here happening as Caflemo now going to look for the move. He's going to try and go down the inside here of Black Charizard to the inside here through turn 12 and is going to get that move done nice and easily. Up into 9th place now goes Caflemo. This has been one of his better races, to be honest. Usually seen him struggling towards the back of the grid, but he's doing quite well here at the moment to get himself up into 9th place. He's got Volodahara still right behind him, applying constant pressure to the back of Keflemo. And he's going to have to try and defend as best he can. Just keeping an eye on that battle as well, Byron, for what is 2nd place. De Hebler, though, a lot closer to Mikey than Mikey is to Leocat. Leocat now keeping it consistent. Yeah, we've got someone round at the back. It's V. Roby with a spin, and it's gone from bad to worse for him, Byron. He got the wing damage, and now he's had another spin on those soft tyres.
Not a great place to be. I'm sorry, but the scout Dan is saying we can't have conversations whilst we're commentating. He's saying it's not an everyday. He's saying it's not an everyday chat. This is an everyday chat. This is about the most socialising I do in a day. So
exactly, yeah. We love having fun up here. That's what we do. It's all fun and games, is what it is, really.
It's all fun and games until someone gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, until until someone gets a race ban. But as we've seen that a few times, we've seen that a few times this season. Don't you worry. But Mikey is currently at the moment trying to get involved, and I'm just thinking. Speaking about race bans, I'm trying to remember if we had a penalty for this race, and I don't think we did. Just bear with me there, guys. Trying to think we had a penalty of some kind.
Well, whilst you figure that out, I'll talk about Heblerino. He's come into the pits on the soft tyres. He's going to fit the medium tyres onto his very nice, beautiful McLaren-looking car. I very much approve of that. So comes in De Hebler. Also, I really love the name Sync. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And Mason83 comes in also.
Yeah, Mason, though, important thing to note about Mason there, he's coming off of that alternate strategy, Byron, so he's back onto the soft tyres now, so let's see how well he can do on those. I can imagine soon Leocat and Mikey will come into the pits. Leocat was gaining though on Heblerino on those medium tyres compared to Heblerino on the softs. I think that's why Heblerino came in. He didn't want to lose any more time on those soft tyres. Came in for the mediums and is going to try and gain that gap back. Now what Leocat needs to do, Byron, is probably now respond to that. Come back in now for a set of soft tyres and then take those to the end of the race. And then he'd be able to gain that gap back on Heblerino. But as long as Leocat stays ahead of Mikey, he is going to win this championship today here in the Circuit of the Americas, here in the wonderful state of Texas. And yeah, he could win it here today. If Mikey wins the race and Leocat finishes 5th, then yeah, it will go to Brazil. But both of them come into the pits. As I said, Byron, I'm just a genius. As De Etcher in as well. And there's a bit of I can't even think of the way. There's a slight sort of difference, Byron, between the pit stops, obviously, with this league and the other league. Is the multiplayer cars share pit boxes, but you don't know which multiplayer car shares which pit box. So it could be a random chance. Leocat and Mikey could have come into the pits there, and Mikey could have had to have stacked behind Leocat because they could have shared the same pit box in these multiplayer cars.
It's the kind of thing you have to try and figure out during quali. Who is actually in my other garage? Because the sooner you find out, the better you can almost plan it around it and try and make sure if they're behind. Someone's collided into the pit wall, Byron. I saw that last season and I've just seen it again. Gucci Gang has just crashed into the pit entry here in the USA. I just said I'd seen it last season, and someone here again has done it this season, and that has brought out a virtual safety car, so it's going to slow the whole pack down, but it's not going to affect anybody too much. However, Leocat might be able to gain a small advantage with the Delta, but shouldn't be able to do too much. No, really shouldn't be able to do too much. They're going to be trying to keep it close to 0 without going below it, because drive-through penalties galore. wonder how many drivers are going to get those fabled drive-through time penalties. I do love a good old drive-through or two.
Yeah, let's see if everybody can keep it under the delta. Yes, Natty, he did do a Cryptek. If you don't know, Cryptek in the Premier Series last season. Byron, I don't know if you know, but in the pit entry to Hungary, there's actually on the left-hand side above the curb, there's actually a concrete pillar which holds up the advertising board that goes across the start-finish line, and Cryptek went wide and collided straight into this concrete pillar and lost his front wheel and retired from the race. It was at the time it wasn't a funny moment, but now we look back at it and it's just funny because he collided with an advertising board pillar. Yeah, which is quite good. But Keflemo making use of that at the end of that VSC, Byron, is coming for off that softs and onto the set of medium. So I don't know how much of an advantage he would have gained from that, but I think he may have gained a little bit though. Svi Roby looked like he ran wide.
Just noticing actually how much the gap has come down between Leocat and Heblerino. Really flying on the softs is Leocat. Got DRS as well to play with. Nobody got a drive-through, by the way.
It could be going for the move here, Byron. This could be the move for the lead of the race here. Leocat going to go down the inside of Heblerino. Can he get the move done? These two going to stay wheel to wheel here as Leocat now will try and look for the move. The cutback isn't going to go for it here, though, at the moment. Will stay behind Heblerino as Mikey just picked up a 3-second time penalty, and that could be it, Byron. That could be very, very crucial in this championship fight. And yeah, that almost making it work there, but Leocat not able to make the move. But that is unfortunate for Mikey because he looked like he's gaining on the back of these two. But yeah, he's picked up that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, I just want to pay attention to your the noise you made there. Are you trying to be a horse? Accurate representation.
Yeah, I was actually.
Oh, it was a very good impression of a horse. Speaking of a horse, we've got a bit of a prancing horse here as Leocat almost sends it down the inside of Heblerino through the balloon S section.
Leocat needs to hurry up and make this move done, otherwise he's going to have his championship rival hot on his heels here. I mean, he's very close already, but Leocat, he needs to make this move work, and he needs to get it into this corner. Out of turn 11 they go, now down into turn 12. And here it goes, DRS open. This should be an easy move for the championship leader. He's going to go round the outside, and yeah, that's an easy move. Here comes Mikey now to the inside. Can Heblerino lose 2 positions in one corner? He's forced a little bit wide there by Mikey. Heblerino might try it back on the inside though, but it isn't going to get the move done, and that was an outrageous move from Mikey. And he went, you know what, Leocat, I'm going to follow you through.
I'm not sure if that's entirely legal. He might actually be able to get a penalty there, a reprimand from the stewards, because that just forced Heblerino completely off the circuit, and really Heblerino had no choice but to concede that position. But Mikey's just going to be trying to get past Leocat for the championship, really. I
mean, yeah, but Leocat would have to drop quite far down if Mikey was to take it to Brazil, but V Roby here getting attacked by Black Charizard now, as V Roby made that early pit stop, you remember, Byron, for those, and he's now on 6-lap old softs, so he's going to be struggling quite a lot on those now, as he's ran very wide on the exit at the final corner, and this could allow Black Charizard to look for the move into turn 1. He's got the DRS open here. He's going to move to the outside here. He's going to go down the inside, and V Roby's going to stay on the outside. It's going to go wheel to wheel here, and in the end V Roby will get the position back into the S's, and Black Charizard not able to get past him at the moment, and Leocat's open up a 1.4 second gap to Mikey up ahead. 3 laps to go, Byron, until we crown ourselves a new Academy League champion.
Well, that's very audacious of you to say. Leocat could DNF right now. Keep the hopes for Mikey alive, maybe. Give him a shot.
Maybe. Well, it ain't over until it's over, as they say. But Mason right up behind now to Hebler. And Tebler on those 3-lap old mediums. Mason on the 3-lap old sauce. So it's going to be in a lot better condition. As all annoying, having a bit of spin there on the entry to Sector 2s. Leo Cat's putting the fastest lap. He's flying at the moment, Byron. Is the championship leader. So here comes Mason. Now he got such a good X out of the final corner. He's already going for the move before the DRS was able to open. And he's going to go down the inside. De Hebler on the outside. Mason went quite early on the brakes. I don't know why he went so early. As someone else just had a spin at the back. I think that could be Kaflemo at the back. But Mason does get past De Hebler. And is now going to try and hunt down Heblerino on these final 2 laps. Mason on those fresher tyres. As I said before, as Kaflemo picks up another 3-second time penalty. So there's quite a few people on a lot of penalties. Remember, Mikey still has that 3 seconds. Which is not going to help him out a lot. But down the back straight, the leader goes. He's getting ever so close to winning that championship. And he's only got a few more laps to go until he does so.
Yeah, he's really pulled out all the stops so far in this race, and he's pulling an absolute championship.
Oh, have we had another? Oh, dearie me, Byron. It's happened again. It's happened again. Oh, all annoying has crashed in the pit lane again. Not again, well, another driver, I think. Let's have a look. Can we see from this angle?
Hurry, please.
Yes, I think he has. Oh, no, no, he hasn't. He's just binned it on track on the final corner. Oh, well, that's not as exciting, is it? Can we see the car? No, the car's gone. But yeah, he just...
I did see the car. He lost like 4 of his wheels.
Oh Jesus! That's a big shunt then. I think he must have lost it on the exit of the final corner. It's a tricky traction zone, that one. He must have just lost it there, and then has fortunately retired. So all annoying retiring from this race, and 14 cars still left in it though. As De Hebler will pile in the pressure still on Mason here, and is gone very deep there into that corner, very narrow. Not lined him up the best though to go and attack Mason again, but he's going to stick with him at the moment. De Etcher's not far behind. De Etcher could capitalise on this battle here, as De Hebler's going to have the DRS here, and he will go for the move on Mason. This is for 4th place here. De Hebler though does have some penalties, so can you give me a good camera angle, game? Thank you. Instead, De Hebler now to the inside. I was flicking through the cameras like a madman because the game wouldn't give me a good camera angle. As De Hebler now forced to the outside, and he's going to go for the cutback. He goes back to the inside again. Mason going to try and get on the inside. It's now they've both gone deep, and here comes De Etcher now as Mason has gone into the gravel as both of them went so deep into the corner, but De Hebler manages to get away with it, and down to Etcher going to try and get involved in this battle as well. That was a bit of an interesting one there.
Well, De Etcher, has got a 3-second time penalty and just hit the rear end of De Hebler coming out of the final corner. So that means De Hebler could take 5th, and if Mason falls back quite a lot, he could even take 4th.
Oh, it's down De Hebler's run. Now De Hebler's run wide, Byron. And now De Etcher's up into 4th place. But we'll drop back because of penalties.
Him. Yeah,
yeah, you were
complimenting him, and now he's just thrown it all away. What's he doing, man? Come on, pick up their pace.
Final lap of this race as Mason just picked up a 3-second, but is still within these guys, so Mason could still pick up a 4th place here. As De Hebler now trying to get back at De Etcher, but De Etcher gets the position back though. Just trying to see. This could be interesting for De Hebler because De Hebler has got his fuel lights on, but the other drivers aren't. So can Mason look for the move here? Hasn't got any DRS at all. Will he look for the move now into turn 12 and just can't go for it there? I'm concerned for De Hebler. He might run out of fuel here, Byron. I'm not sure because this fuel light's on. It's been on for like nearly the entire lap. It's Eatler now having a bit of a battle with Revkov, but here is your new Season 4 Academy League champion, and it is Leocat who will take the Academy League championship here. Well done to that man. Leocat 0007 has taken the Academy League Season 4 Championship and will line up in the Hall of Fame alongside Tim V, Mahrez, Rick Holt, and now him himself is in there as well. Mikey will take second, Heblerina will take third, Mason in the end gets fourth, Byron, after all of that. De Etcher will stay fifth, De Hebler in sixth, and Revkov and Eatler still battling away at the line. Revkov takes seventh, Eatler takes eighth, V Roby actually take eighth, no, Black Charizard will take eighth, V Roby will take ninth, Eatler will take 10th. It's Volador Harris now going to come round the line, and I think he will take 11th unless there's any penalty switches. Doesn't look like it, but well done to Leocat, your new Academy League champion, and takes the win here in USA as well. And yeah, well done to Leocat himself. And Byron, what a great race that was. It was a good race, that one.
It was. I want to know your driver of the day, mate.
Well, it's going to have to be Leocat, isn't it? It's just, you know, it's... And I don't know. I didn't see the position changes, so I really don't know at this point. I think Leocat, though, I mean, he dropped to third on the first lap, but manages to bring it back and somehow get the win again. Incredible. I mean, V Roby 12th to 9th. He's done a good job today. De Etcher 8th to 5th. Done a good job today as well, but well done to that man there, Mr. Leocat, who is now your Academy League champion. And Piero, that does mean that all Academy League champions have all now raced in the Super League once they have. Well, they will race in the Super League once they become champions. So that trend will still carry on.
For my driver of the day, I'm just looking at who's kind of gone up a lot. V Roby had a pretty good race, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with you on this one. I think Leocat takes the driver of the day for me, but I think De
Etcher, by the way.
De Etcher,
yeah.
He had a pretty good race as well, started 8th and made it up to 5th, so these guys clearly having a pretty good race. Some of them. Others not so lucky. Gotta be pretty gutting. Gotta be pretty gutted if you're, well, losing the championship at this stage. But it's clearly.
Well, does that mean there's only one race left? So it's not too bad. Yeah. Too bad. But yeah, remember there is one race left as we go to Brazil next week for the final Academy League race of the season. 11 rounds of the Academy this year, which is the most I believe we've ever had. So yeah. Make sure you tune in next Monday when we'll have, for the final time in the Academy, everyone will be racing, and we'll have our champion, of course, racing with us in Brazil. But still a lot to be wrapped up, though. People trying to secure their positions. Obviously, there's still a top three to secure as well. And yeah, but Byron, thank you again for hopping in at such a late notice and commentating alongside me. It's been a good one today again.
No problem. The Robert Codfather hype train has already started again, by the way.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the chat, they're already saying, "Let's go get some points tomorrow." Good luck to Singapore. Let's keep the streak going. Score points tomorrow, Robert.
Will.
We are behind you.
I've lost it. One problem, mate. Robert Codfather's not racing around Singapore. He's racing around Japan tomorrow, just to let you know. So you're giving him good luck around the track he's not going to be racing on, mate. Just to let you know, pal. But thanks, Gav, in the chat. Thank you to everyone for watching. And yeah, make sure, I saw a couple of new people here, so if you have just joined us, tomorrow is the Freshman League where we'll be in Japan, and then Wednesday is the Premier Series in Singapore. Thursday is the Super League in Singapore, the fastest of our leagues here in Gavra Racing, and then we'll be back in GT Sport where we'll be back in Japan for Suzuka this time. So where the Academy were last week and where the freshmen are this week, we'll be back there for GT Sport as well on Friday. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you everyone for joining us, and yeah, well done to the champion Leocat, and we will see you all next week.